Masechet Menahot Daf Samach Hea Amud Aleph 26 lines down by the Gemara. Tanur Rabbanan. Ilen Yomayad Lo Yeta'ana Habehon. These are the days where you're not allowed to fast. Umiksateon Dilam Misped Behon. You're not only allowed to fast, you're not allowed to make a eulogy by a funeral. Mere Shiar Had Nisan at Manayabe from Rosh Chodesh Nisan until the 8th day of Nisan. It took him to Midah because the Korban Tamid was established then. Lo Misped, that's why you can't eulogize and not fast. ومتنعبد عاد صوف معادم from the 8th day of Nisan to the end of Chag of Pesach to have Hagad Shvu'aya. That's when the date of Shavuot was set up. Lamasban, that's why you can't eulogize or fast. Meresh Yarhad Nisan Vatmana Be'otakam Tmidad Lamisbat. From Rosh Chodesh Nisan until the 8th day of Nisan, the Korban Tamid was established, so therefore you can't eulogize. Sheish to the Kimim because the Apikorsim used to say, yeah, an individual can donate and bring the daily Korban Tamid. What pasuk they use? Et hakeves ehad ta'aseh babokir, ve'et hakeves hasheni ta'aseh b'nahar ba'ayim. Right? Seemingly, the singular lashon of ta'aseh seems like it's one person. The Gemara says, okay, my adrube. How do Hachamim knock that out? The Gemara says, et korbanei lahmi le'ishai tishmeru. Plural. You shall be careful. Sheyekulan ba'in mitrumat l'ishkar shall all come as a community korban from the treasury. Next, mikmana be'atzot mu'adat yiseba hagas shvur lemesbet 8 Nisan to the end was because of Shavuot was settled. Shayu Baitosin Omrim Atzeret Ahar Shabbat. The Baitosim used to claim that Shavuot was always on a Sunday. Mitpal lehem Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai once joined them. V'amar lehem, and he told them, Shotim minayin lachem. You dibs. Where do you learn this from? Each guy was scared to answer him. Except for one old man who made fun of him, and he said back to him, Moshe Rabbeinu, a heavy Israel, Moshe Rabbeinu loved the Jews. And he knew that Shavuot was one day. Therefore, he made it on Sunday, so that the Chag of Shavuot will always be back to back with Shabbat. So you have 2 days of beauty. Kara Allah Mikra Zeb, Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai answered him as follows: Ahad Asar Yom Mehoreb Derech Har Seir. 11 days from Horeb through Har Seir, the Jews could have traveled from Har Sinai to Eretz Yisrael in 11 days. If Bnei Israel could have gone to Eretz Yisrael in Moshe Rabbeinu could have gone to Eretz Yisrael in 11 days, why did he take 40 years? He's making fun of it. This is a He's like, well, what kind of answer is that, Rabbi? Making a joke here? He says, okay, my point is in my law. Don't ruin our beautiful Torah with your nonsense. Pasuk says clearly, one Pasuk says, count 50 days. Another Pasuk says, 7 full weeks. So is it weeks or days? How is that possible? In weeks, it's referring to when the first day of Yom Tov fell on Shabbat. Therefore, the Omer is brought on Sunday. That is 7 complete weeks. In the days, is referring to when it's midweek. And therefore, you can count it to the day. Okay. It says different for you don't need that proof. Pasuk says, you shall count. Count things based on Betin. Because they know when to make a new month. Means from the day after Shabbat. The first day of Pesach, the first day of Yom Tov. Shabbat Bereshit, that excludes on Shabbat, because that's known to everybody. You don't need to tell me when the Chag starts if it's a Pashut day, if it's already on Shabbat. You need to tell me it's on Sunday because nobody knows. Because back then they used to wait for Shluchai Betin. Bishomer is a different proof. Torah says, Menei Amim v'Kadesh Chodesh. Count 29 days, make the Rosh Chodesh. Menei Amim v'Kadesh Maseret. Then count 50 days and make Rosh Shavuot. Ma Chodesh Samut B'Tov, any countries like Rosh Chodesh. The count can easily be told close to the rival. Shavuot can also be counted close to arrival. Tomorrow I said it if you're telling me that the Shavuot is always on a Sunday. How would you ever know when it's coming? If there's no specific day, but that's on a Sunday, there's no specific number. It could be 51, 52, 53, 56. The Rabbi Yishmael says, Torah says, Omer b'Pesach u'shiach ma'aseret. Bring the Quran Omer on Pesach and the two bread and Shavuot. Ma'ale halan regel tkut regel. Just like over the two korbanot is the first day of Shavuot. So to Afkan regel tkut regel over here, the Haga was brought on the beginning of the Omer Quran brought on the beginning of Haga Pesach. Read on B'Dirai, read the fifth proof. Ne'eman Shabbat l'ma'ala v'neb Shabbat. You have the word Shabbat by the Omer, Shabbat by Shavuot breads. Ma'ala and regel tkut regel. It's like over there by the breads of Shavuot. It's the Haga Shavuot at the beginning of that is close to Shabbat. Av kan regel regel samuch to Omer as well. Tanuradan. Usfartan lachem you should count the Omer. Plural. Each person has their own Hayub mitzvah. It's not like a kiddush where one guy can say it for the table. Mimar Shabbat next purpose is the day after Shabbat. Mimar Yom Tov. It means after Yom Tov. In other words, Shabbat Shemini means referring to the beginning of the week, which is Shabbat. The Pasuk already says, count 50 days. Kol sefirot she'ata sofer lo yeh 50 yom. Whenever you're counting, should only be 50 days. V'im tomar mehas Shabbat bereshit. If you want to tell me that it has to be counted from Shabbat, פעמים שאתה מוצא 51 מדי count 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. You don't have different days, but days of the day of the week. Yani Pesach begins on Shabbat. Everybody says that the Omer will be counting on Sunday because it's the second day of Pesach, and then you count them 50 days later. But if you're starting during the week on Thursday and you have to wait the Shabbat, and you have to wait another whole week. Review that, but a different proof. You don't need any of these things that we mentioned before because I don't remember to support lacha count. Sefirat betin counts. Yes, Shabbat bereshit Shabbat doesn't need betin. We also made a different proof. You want Shabbat me'achatim tov. Same things before. Tamer yechatim tov. En el Shabbat bereshit. Marati says v'chinim mar Shabbat b'shalach Pesach. V'lokumar me'achatim Pesach Shabbat. The whole Shabbatot, the whole year is full of Shabbatot. Says, Shabbat, go find out which Shabbat. Therefore, we say that Shabbat is not referring to Shabbat, it's referring to Yom Tov. Another proof. The same Shabbat before Malan Regel to Regel, Afghan Regel to Regel. Rishon Ben Lazar Mer. Katuv Bechal Omer, Shesh Temim Tachal Matzot, you eat 6 days Matzot. Katuv Bechal Omer, one pasuk says, Shivat Temim Tatzot Achil, you eat Matzot. How is it possible? Is it 7 days or 6 days? Matzah, Yishiyat Yachol Ochla Shiva Mina Chadash. It's referring to matzah that you can't eat all 7 days because it's new. Meaning when you're bringing the Quran Had Omer on the second day of Pesach, it allows you to eat the new produce. Only 6 days you're able to eat the new product because in the second day of Pesach you're bringing the Quran Omer. Okay. From the account, they bring the Omer, you should count. Maybe you might think that you could cut the barley and bring the Omer on the same day of Pesach. You can start counting whenever you want. Once you cut, you can count before you bring the Quran. You may think, okay, I could cut and count the second day of Pesach. You could bring the Quran whenever you want. Therefore, you bring the Quran the same day as well. If you only mentioned that pasuk of bringing the Quran, maybe you could cut, count, and bring the same day. Therefore, we say 7 weeks, you should wait. How do you find 7 weeks? That's only when you're counting from that evening. Maybe you could cut, bring the Omer, and count at night. Bring the Quran during the day. Cut and count at night, and bring the Omer during the day. So before we brought many proofs as to who said what and why, Marav Rabbah says, all these proofs that we have a problem. All proofs are bad except for 2 Tanaim of the first Braita and the second Braita. The Letu Bricha, which are good proofs, no problem. Right? And those proofs are pretty similar. Rabbi proof, who said, one pasuk says weeks, one pasuk says days, it's not a problem. That's not a problem because we know Rabbi says, which we all nowadays, you have to count weeks and days for the Omer. It's not a question on the counting the Omer. Oh, how do you say weeks and days? The answer is it's the mitzvah. If you want to bring a question against Yeshua, who said the Omer must be counted on a fixed day of the month, that's also not a problem. We might be Yom Tov Rishon, who says it's about the first day of Pesach, Yom Tov Shachron, maybe it's the last day of Pesach. Not a proof. The proof of Rabbi Shmuel in the first Braita is not a problem. In the the second Braita of Rabbi Yehuda, I would have thought the answer as follows. Maybe the Torah maybe said, oh, what about 51, 52, 53, 54? Not a proof. It's 50 days, and it depends on how many days might be. Meaning it's not a problem. It's automatically going to be 50. 50 to 56 is dependent on the week. That's not, therefore, the question that we asked before is not a problem. Im der Biyudam Ritanam, reminded my Yom Tov Rishon kind of same things before, then Yom Tov Arudim, he said right last day. Yosef Rami has the Bircha, Yosef also not a problem with his own proof. But Hanu Timer, oh, that's why he brought a second proof. Ufa, we said earlier, Amar Bebe, something we know Yom Tov Rishon, he said mitzvah count weeks and days. The Ram Debate Ashi, Manu Yemet Manu Shuver, the Hachamim in the Yeshiva of Rashi used to do weeks and days like we do nowadays. Amim Rani Yemem Shuver, Meir argues this is only days, not weeks. Amar, he said, this is just a remembrance what we used to do in Bet Mikdash, and therefore it's all Rabbanan to count, and therefore I don't need to be so strict on it. Therefore, it's just okay to remember the days. Men and women.